What's going on, everyone? Hootmoney here with another video for you guys today. Today, we're going over Essc Acquisition Corporation, or ESSC. It's a special purpose acquisition company trading near its net asset value floor of around $10.30 per share. So, right off the bat, looking at the share price of about $10.80, there is not too much downside risk. So, with that being said, just buying these shares alone, it's not too risky. But there's also a potential short squeeze thesis where we got S&P Global confirming the short interest is at around 250%. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Drop a like on it if you guys do. Subscribe to the channel if y'all are new, and check out Hootmoney trade alerts if you guys want all of the plays we've been absolutely bagging up this week. I'll show you guys the profits that we have been seeing on the screen right now. My trading account is currently up about 400% in a week, so it's been absolutely insane. I've been going a bit more high risk than most people should be going, but still, I mean, the results are there. We've been absolutely killing it. And again, guys, that's the first link in the description down below. But with all that being said, let's get right into the video. So as you guys can see, Ortex has it right here, basically the change in free float of ESSC over the past few months. So we're looking at the free float figure provided to us by our data source, which is S&P Global Market Intelligence. And as reported from Ortex's data source, the free float has been declining significantly. It was over 14 million shares in February. Now it's under 2 million shares, down to like a micro float of 241,000 shares. Super significant decline. And again, it's by a trusted source, and the trusted source has reviewed the free float and reaffirmed their estimate of 241,000 shares. This would put Essc at a short interest percentage of free float of about 249%. Now, a declining free float as well as high short interest is very significant, because you can see right here, obviously the free float has declined. Ethereum, you guys can see when it's had a free float decline, a short squeeze or a potential short squeeze push came right after. So Ethereum's free float decreased from 40 million shares down to 26 million shares. And you guys can see what happened to the price action right after that figure occurred. It went down to 26 million shares. Retail caught on to this. It immediately started pumping just a few days later. If we're looking at ESSC, a very similar thing is occurring where the free float did in fact come down. The next day, the stock pumped up, and then it came down even more. Once this was realized to be 241,000 shares, it started moving up again. So based off this information alone and comparing it to another highly shorted stock that had a decreasing free float, positive price action is likely what will come of this lowered free float. Now, the most uncertainty behind these free float numbers come from people who say they have read the filings and that the float is over 3 million shares. Well, if that were the case, and this is false information, don't you think that this stock would be being shorted to absolute oblivion? As of Friday, there were 0 borrowed shares. Let me repeat, not a single short seller shorted ESSC on Friday. Fintel lists them as having 450,000 shares available to be shorted. If that were the case, guys, then why were 0 shares borrowed as of Friday? Please tell me. And let me remind you guys, this number right here of 0 borrowed shares is from Friday directly. It does not take T+2, which is the settlement period, to show these borrowed shares. It takes T+2 to see the return shares, which we did get some return shares. But borrowed shares, it immediately can be reported. And as of Friday, we got 0 borrowed shares, meaning that no one shorted it on its increased price action. And you can see the price did go up on Friday. So if little Timmy on StockTwit is saying that it has a 3 million share free float, then please tell me why you aren't shorting it. Right? Why are you not shorting the stock if this is just phony baloney BS? The stock doesn't have 241,000 shares of float. Then why is no one shorting it? It doesn't make sense. It's because there are no shares to short. So with that being said, there are more shares currently in the money tied to this $10 strike price call option on May 20th, 2022 than actually exist in the free float. So there's a huge opportunity here in terms of a short or gamma squeeze because there's literally no liquidity to source these options if they get exercised. So it's going to be wild. So you take the open interest right here of 2,971, you multiply it times 100 because each option contract is tied to 100 shares. That puts you at 297,000 shares that will have to be delivered as of May 10th. It's impossible for this stock to go out of the money by May 10th because this is a special purpose acquisition company. It has a net asset value of around $10.30. Don't quote me on it, but that means that the stock price will stay in the money. That's all that matters here. And if it does stay in the money, 297,000 shares would have to be delivered. Going back to the free float of 241,000 shares, there's not enough shares in the free float to be delivered. So something is not adding up here, and if it goes over $11, there's another 2,700 shares that would have to be delivered. So again, with this free float figure that has been reaffirmed by S&P Global, this company right here, a highly trusted, a highly reliable company, then that would mean that these call options that we're seeing right here at the $10 strike price are tied to more shares than actually exist. And approaching May 20th, which is in about 12 days, there likely would be a liquidity crisis to come out of this. And this is all on top of the 250% short interest that is currently being reported. This could definitely turn into an SST like situation where the stock just doesn't have shares, there's a liquidity crisis, and it's forced to go up because there's so much demand for shares to source liquidity that simply just doesn't even exist. I'd like to quickly thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Moomoo, a licensed FINRA broker that does absolutely zero payment for order flow. They're running a promotion where you can get up to $7,000 in free stock as long as you deposit $1 on their platform. They also give away free level 2 data for US stocks, and the probability is doubled to get a Facebook stock within the next 35 hours. So the clock is ticking. There is the promotion right there. You can only get it with the links below in the description or pinned comment section. With that being said, let's get right back into the video. All right, so next we have the Reddit sentiment for ESSC, or Eastone Acquisition Company. As you guys can see on the chart, it might be a lot for you guys to digest off a first glance, but I will be explaining to you guys what we are seeing. So you guys can see the price of ESSC as well as this indicator down here and some different red blocks right here. So essentially what this indicator is measuring is a bullish divergence on social media compared to the stock price. So it got its green means go dot right there on April 1st while the stock was trading around $10.30. So clearly right here you guys can see that this alone was a good buy signal because the stock price has increased since then, but we've also seen it work. We saw it work on Redbox or rbx stock last Friday. If you were following me on Twitter, you would have seen that. But I want to explain the general strategy here is that if you're looking at this indicator here at the bottom, the red and the green line, it's better to be buying the stock when the green line is over the red line. So the green line right here, it revolves around the 0 point and it goes to 100 or negative 100. So if the green is in this upper region right here, it means that there has been more posts on Reddit than the normal figure. And then the red line is the exact same thing, but it tracks the stock price. So it takes the average move of the stock price, and if it deviates away from the normal figure, it goes to the up or downside. And again, it's scaled at negative 100 to 100. So the general strategy here is that good buy signals occur when the green line is above the red line. So what we are seeing is that the last good buy signals were back here, obviously at the beginning of April, but it also gives you an idea of some of the best times to be buying, and that's when the green line is trending above the red line. So you want the green line to be above the red line. So if we look at 419, for example, the green line was above the red line, and we can see what exactly happened here. On 419, the price action was basically trading from about 1062 to 1116. Let's just give it the average price of 1180 right here. And the next few days, I mean, it pumped at open and even pumped up all the way to 1241 in after hours. So it was a successful signal. So now if we're looking at the most recent time period for ESSC, it's actually getting a 100 score for post deviation to the upside because there's been so many posts on Reddit over the past few days. We're still trending above the red line. So according to the social media algorithm that we're seeing right here, this is definitely a strong buy because it is well above the red line. And just relating that to technical analysis, now I'm not going to spend too much time because this is a SPAC. It has a net asset floor of about $10.30, so it's hard to do technical analysis. But on Market Cypher, at least, the 2-week chart is showing that the VWAP is curving up, getting ready for that VWAP crossover. Weekly chart also got a green dot very, very recently before this nice move that we saw here. If we're looking at the daily chart, we got a very strong buy signal as of Thursday. We're looking at the general Market Cypher strategy right here, and the red money flow is coming down. So what you're seeing is the red money flow overall is trending to the downside, but you're catching it on a negative blue wave and a green dot. So this is the strategy that makes me so much money trading on Market Cypher. You want to be playing the money flow crossovers from red to green, and you want to be catching it on the downward wave, so the negative blue wave and the green dot signal. Looking at some smaller time frames such as the hourly chart, the VWAP is curving back up and we're back in that green money flow after a lot of red money flow, which means we could be leading to a longer term uptrend right here. And then the 30-minute chart is about to cross over and print that green means go dot. So I would not be surprised if on Monday we do see a jump up in price. Looking at the unusual whales flow, it was very, very bullish. Many people were buying as of Friday. There were a few puts come in at market open, and leading back to my point of how there was 0 borrowed shares as of Friday, there were definitely puts being bought at open, meaning that people want to capitalize on the downside of ESSC. Well, this was completely overshot by the amount of call options being bought, and as you guys can see, a load of them were bought. And if we're just looking at the charts right here, about 84% of the premium is bullish, targeting that 520 expiration as well as the $11 strike price. Here's the historical option flow. It can give you an idea of whether you're too late or not. You want to be buying when the option flow is super, super low. When no one is buying, that's when you want to be buying. You don't want to be buying on the big spike ups. We did get a little bit of a spike up as of Thursday and Friday, but this doesn't mean that it is over. This is still very low volume, and if there is going to be some type of squeeze in ESSC like we saw back here in December and January alike, then, well, call option volume will be a lot higher. Same thing here with historical implied volatility. It did go up slightly from around like 40% to maybe 55% as of Thursday and Friday. But if there is going to be a big gamma or short squeeze like there was in December or January right here, it could get a lot higher and likely will go well over 100 to 150%. So in terms of implied volatility, it is still pretty cheap right now. Anyways, that's about it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, drop a like on the video if you guys did. Subscribe to the channel if y'all are new. And check out Moomoo if you guys want up to $7,000 in free stock as long as you deposit $1 on their platform. You can only get that promotion using the links below in the description or pinned comment section, where you can also check out Hootmoney trade alerts, where we've been absolutely bagging up. Y'all saw those gains that we got at the beginning of the video. It's been awesome overall. I love connecting with you guys on a deeper level, so make some money with me, baby. Hootmoney trade alerts, that first link in the description down below. But with all that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. I'll be seeing you guys next time, and have a wonderful day. Be there tomorrow morning at 9:15 a.m. for the Market Open live stream.